with a trade copier makes it extremely exciting. Before I get started, let me get the CFTC out of the way. This broadcast, this presentation is really just for educational purposes only. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, we highly recommend consulting with a licensed financial advisor. I'm not offering any type of trading advice here today, nor am I a licensed financial advisor. Very briefly, I just want to introduce the members of our team. It's not just me flipping the switches, pulling the levers. We've been around, Right Line Trading's been around for 14 years now. And our goal is to provide our members with an edge. What kind of edge, you might ask? Well, to have an indication of the future direction of price, to provide you with tools to trade the markets that provide you an edge. Having an indication of the future direction of price is I liken it to having the winning lottery numbers prior to the drawing. It's very valuable information. Through the 14 years we've been around, we've accumulated a beautiful community of traders of all skill levels. And our community is based in Discord. We have a beautiful Discord chat group that's very active, and everybody communicates and tries to help and support one another through this trading journey that we've all endeavored in. Very briefly, to introduce the members of my team, we have 3 professional traders on staff. We have Mr. Craig Emery and David Kushner are our futures traders. And we have Mr. David Wise is our options trading extraordinaire. He's a leader in the Reddit community of traders, consistently garners a 89% win rate trading options. If you're interested in options, I highly recommend jumping in his room for a few weeks. He's offering a free trial on our website. Behind the desks, we have Mr. Brock Miller. He's getting his degree in computer science. He's really my right-hand man, helps me with everything. And then we have our developers, Mr. Sergio Luque Rodriguez, just a brilliant guy. What can I say about Sergio? I've been working together with him for going on 10 years now here at Right Line. And he's extremely smart. Anything that we ask of him, he's been able to do. He brings everything to life on our trading platforms. Then we have the owner of Right Line Trading. The leader of our team is Mr. Mark Miller. He has his MBA from Cal State. He's a U.S. Army vet, and he's brought his core military values to everything we do here at Right Line Trading. Honesty, transparency, integrity is at the forefront of everything that we do here. A little bit about the voice that you hear behind the screen here. My name's Rory Powers. I'm a graduate of Syracuse University. I reside down in South Florida. And other than trading the financial markets, my passion, you can probably see from the picture, is saltwater fishing. I live right by the Florida Keys, and I have a small fishing boat down here. I've been fishing since I've been a kid, really, with my dad, my entire life. And, I always say, hey, if you live in Florida and don't live by the water, you're crazy. Because there's a peninsula, So anyway, recent fishing trip, Mark Miller, this is him here in Sergio. We caught some beautiful snapper and grouper down in the Keys. This was just, not this last weekend, but the weekend before. We caught about a 40-pound bull dolphin, and me and my wife, we just finished it almost after 2 weeks. We had half of it, and my friend ate the other half. But it reminds me of that movie with Forrest Gump. When they caught all those shrimp out on the shrimp boat. They came back and they were having shrimp gumbo, shrimp scampi. Me and my wife, we had mahi kebabs, mahi creole, pan-fried mahi, deep-fried mahi. We had mahi coming out of our ears. But it was a beautiful fish, almost a 40-pounder. Every fisherman has a fishing story, right? The big one that got away. In my life, the big one that did not get away is my beautiful wife, Christelle. I didn't get married till later in life, and she really turned the trajectory of my whole life around, really. She's been a blessing from God, without a doubt. Beautiful woman inside and out, extremely spiritual and strong. Just the type of woman a man needs. And we've been blessed with two beautiful children. We have two little girls, a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, that really, no matter what happens and any curveball or bad day that I go through, knowing that they're in my life, it's really, it's such a blessing. So enough about me. Let's talk about this trading system. And I love this slide because it reminds me of myself. That's why I put it there. I saw David Wise use it, and I saw the guy sweating bullets, stressing out, like crazy. And, just a ton of emotions going through his mind as he's watching his money, in his trading account take a beating, which can be very stressful. So these AI automated bots, the main benefit is it takes that human component, out of it, where you can kind of, sit back and let these bots do the heavy lifting for you. And they truly have the potential to change the trajectory of your trading career. If a picture could say 1,000 words, I'm going to briefen it to 100. This is one of my favorite slides. This nice professional woman, and I'm going to tell the story the way I see it, is she has watched her trading account over the last 4 or 6 months dwindle down to almost nothing. And she's reached her boiling point. She's bursting at the seams because at this point, she's absolutely convinced it's got to be a conspiracy. It's got to be a conspiracy between the broker, the market maker, the prop firm. She doesn't know who, but she's watched them dwindle her account down to nothing. And now she's broke out the old sledgehammer, and she's ready to put that sledgehammer right through her monitor. And I know that I've been there before, and I have the luxury of answering the phones here. And I know that you have been. I know that you felt the same exact way too. It's something that we can relate to as traders, because we've all experienced problems with consistency. The most common that I've learned are these emotional issues. That's what they call it. You think of someone with emotional issues, you think of someone, laying on their psychiatrist's couch, telling the good doctor where it all went wrong. Hang on just a moment. Okay. You think of someone laying on their psychiatrist's couch that has extreme emotional problems, psychological problems, or some poor homeless guy on the side of the road that lost it all. But the emotional issues that we're referring to here, let me briefly explain it because it was new to me too, up until recently. I was watching an investor summit, and one of the speakers there, really intelligent guy, his name was Chris Vermeulen, out of Canada. And he had done a study that he was talking about. The study was on human personality traits and whether or not they lend well to being a good disciplined trader. And what he found during the course of his study, that we as humans share about 10 or 12 core personality traits. And he learned that maybe 1 or 2 out of these 10 or 12 traits lends well to being a good disciplined trader. That someone who just doesn't make decisions based on emotion, that can channel out all the static and noise of the things surrounding his life or his computer screen. And he's able to make decisions that are completely rules-based, based on the technicals. The vast majority of us just weren't gifted or blessed with those personality traits. So if you're like me, if you're one of the 9 out of 10 that don't have that personality trait and that this doesn't come natural, it's important to know that you're not alone. And it's important to know that this is the type of emotional issues that they talk about as traders. You know, the way it shows for me, and it's very hard to control. I call it a knee-jerk reaction. Is I love to squeeze my stop. When I see I'm in the green and I'm up on a trade, I don't want to give it back, and I'll pull my stop up to lock in some profits. And what I do is I smother it. You see, the market has a natural ebb and flow. It doesn't just go straight up or down, you know, like we would like it to. It may come up and retrace and come up and retrace. And there's a natural, almost like the tides of the ocean that the market does. And by squeezing my stop, I'm not allowing the trade to mature. And that's the way it shows in my trading. Sure, we've also bought indicators that just don't work or lack the proven trading methodology, but all of these things lead to the same miserable place of blowing out, miserable, frustrating place of blowing out our trading accounts. And this has really been the genesis of the AI auto trader. We've narrowed it down to two things that we believe are going to create trading success. Number one, because we're not all blessed with that one or two personality traits that are our core personality traits. We need software that can automatically get us in and out of trades automatically is the key word, not based on discretion. Okay. But number two, it can't just be any bot. And you know what I'm talking about if you've ever bought a bot that didn't work. I've kind of flipped the order of number one and two. Now I'm talking about having the proper tool set. Okay. It's important to have a good computer. You know, if you're getting into the trading game, you don't want to be trading with a dinosaur. You want to have a good, strong computer with the proper specs. Well, if you're going to trade an automated bot, you've got to have a bot that can dynamically change its own inputs based on the ever-changing conditions of our trading environment. Let's face it, the trading environment can change very quickly and suddenly. With the quickness of a news report or an earnings report or some type of geopolitical unrest, we can go from a choppy ranging market to a trending market that's just shooting for the moon or going down and evaporating. And it can all happen very quickly. So ideally, we need the proper tool set, being bots that can dynamically change. The elephant in the room when you talk about bots is always the bots that just didn't work. That worked good for a short period of time, but then got stale, or that you have to continuously optimize like a full-time job, and you're never going to catch it. It's like a dog chasing his tail. It's like running on a treadmill. You just don't get anywhere because it's always changing. So that's the proper tool set that I'm referring to. And the technology that we're leveraging is AI, is artificial intelligence. And I'm going to go through the 3 or 4 ways that our system is leveraging AI in our bots. And stick around. I've got a really great offer. If you want to come aboard, now is the time because of Black Friday. And I'm going to give you some special Black Friday pricing at the end of my presentation. So the main benefits of AI, I always like to pull up one of my strategies so you can see exactly what the parameters are, and it kind of makes it simpler to communicate what I'm talking about. So let me pull up one of the strategies, and I'm going to pull up the power play because I'm very familiar with that one. Let me disable this. Okay. So this is the strategy parameters. They call this a semi-automated strategy. Why is it semi-automated? And that's important to know if you're a prop trader. If you're a prop trader, the reason why the majority of prop firms will allow you to use this is because we control, as the user, the trigger that it takes. We have 4 triggers, A, B, C, and D, and we have all of the conditions that must be in place. These are the etched in stone rules that must occur on our charts in order for these bots to execute a trade. We can make them as conservative or aggressive as we would like, okay? But that's what makes this a semi-automated strategy. It's not a black box system that you enable and cross your fingers and toes and hope to God Almighty that it does well. You always know what's going to cause an entry, what the conditions are, and you as the user will enable it by checking the box off and putting it into motion. All right, that's very important to know. So the ways that the way this bot is leveraging AI, these bots run in tandem. What I'm referring to is every bot has a teammate. This is the power play bot. This power play bot also has a power play drone. 2 bots. One is the bot and one is the drone. Very common question. What's the difference? The difference is the drone, okay, is just what it sounds like. You think of a drone, you think of a flying object that hovers over the landscape to get a bird's eye view. It has an advantage of seeing the entire area below because it has a bird's eye view, okay? That's just what the drone is doing. It's taking a trade with very ambitious profit targets, very liberal stops. It's giving it a lot of room. It's using all of the triggers to execute its trades, A, B, C, and D, and it's trading throughout the entire trading session, all 23 hours. It's trading through the Asian Open, it's trading through the London Open, and finally the US Open. There's not a time of the day that drone is not trading, except for the session break, of course, okay? So 23 hours a day. And it's going to be sharing a database with the bot. What it's the intel or the data that it's sharing is this. Very interestingly enough, it's sharing the times of the day that it's profitable. So the drone trades all 23 hours of the day, and it tells the bots when to trade and when it's most profitable. You know, it tells it each day I'm consistently profitable during this hour during the Asian session, or this one during the London, this block of hours during the New York Stock Exchange is when I do the best. Those other times of the day, it's hit or miss. Okay, my equity curve is negative. I'm not making money then. So it's important to know that our mandate as developers of automated strategies is not to get you into every winning trade, all right? At the expense of letting some winners go by, our mandate is to sidestep the losers. We've got to sidestep the losers. We don't want to blow our accounts. If we're trading a prop account, we have a trailing threshold. We have rules that we have to adhere to. We have a consistency rule. So we've got to filter out the losing trades. This is one way that we do it. Okay, the other ways that we do it, if I uncheck this, it's going to show you my AI model. My AI model, in this particular example, we can have the AI model just doing our stops and targets. Remember, the drone has a very ambitious profit target, a very liberal stop. So the reason why is it's looking at the average true range of the market, knowing where the ideal place is to put your stop and your profit target based on what the market's going to give you. Okay, we love it to be a 3-to-1 risk to reward, and we want to make 300 ticks and risk 100 and win 80% of our trades. That's a dream. That's not reality. What this system is going to do is give you something that is reality, that's based on math. It's going to look at the average true range of the current trading environment, the maximum favorable excursion versus the maximum adverse excursion. It's going to look on all of our winning trades, how much heat did we take in order to get that winning trade? And it's going to dynamically change the position of the bot's stop and profit target based on the average true range of the market. So now we're adjusting the trading session hours, the position of our stop and our profit targets, and last but certainly not least is the signal. What is the signal? The signal is the trigger. The trigger. We have 4 triggers, A, B, C, and D. Okay? A, B, C, and D. This self-learning algorithm is going to learn during which type of trading environment, which trigger works the best. And it's only going to use that trigger. That's another way it helps to filter out the losing trades. Okay, so the trigger is very important. We're talking about the ebb and flow of the market. That's really what it's looking at are those different triggers. It's looking at the RSI line, momentum, a couple of different things. So the trigger, sometimes even more important than the trigger, is the way that we manage our trade management strategy becomes just as important as the trigger. Okay, so we covered the 3 areas that the AI system is working. The 4th, which works a little differently, we use it in our trade management, are the candlestick pattern recognition. The charts are very symmetrical and geometrical. We see Fibonacci is extremely symmetrical. So there's a lot of symmetry on our trading charts. I'm a big fan of Oscar Carboni, by the way, and he'll tell you the charts are extremely symmetrical and geometrical, and he draws all types of geometric shapes to them that make a lot of sense, and it's almost uncanny how it works, kind of like Fibonacci. But anyway, the candlestick pattern recognition is also is a machine learning algorithm that will recognize certain candlestick patterns and exit the trade based on the recognition of those candles. For example, you're in a long trade that's maturing nicely, and all of a sudden you get the dreaded big bearish engulfing candle, and price starts to reverse and retrace back to the 50. Well, what this system will do is automatically, immediately exit the trade as to not give back those profits that you've made. So it's a very sophisticated tool to help us with our trade management. Now, trade management is really, and I'm going to show you a video that really emphasizes, the lengths that we've taken the trade management, because we've realized how important it is. It's really, I think, even more important than the triggers. So what we've coded directly into our strategy, we have features that are not part of NinjaTrader's inherent trade management ATMs. They're automated trade management, which is a great tool, but we've taken it to the next level. Okay, sure, we do have some of the same components, such as a standard trailing stop, which is very hard to define. It really depends on the market conditions again. So we have a standard trailing stop. We have a break even plus or minus. In this example, my stop is 60 ticks. My profit target is 100. Okay, but in this example, once price goes 50 ticks, my stop is going to move to plus 10. So all the risk is off, and I've locked in a nominal gain of about 10 ticks per contract. This one, I'm actually trading 4 micros. So now my next leg of profit kicks in on what we call our profit target window. Our profit target window, very simply, is 25, meaning once I'm 25 ticks from my profit target, my stop jumps up again to 25 ticks behind price. or in this example, plus 50, plus 50. So now I've locked in 50 ticks of profit, but now what I'm going to do is get into what we call a leapfrog trade management. And that's the video that I'm setting up now. The video I'm going to show you is really this exact trade management strategy. Okay. And you're going to see once my stop jumps up to plus 50, the leapfrog is going to kick in, and it's going to give us the ability to get a home run on every entry. So let me show the tape. This is a perfect example of the power of this leapfrog trade management. So in this video, I'm using a trade copier. You'll see it in just a second, but I've gotten into two trades, one on the 30 range on the right and one on my 20 Unorenco on the left. You can see my stop is giving the trade plenty of room to mature. But once it comes down, just there on my 30 range, now I've gone to break even plus 10. So all the risk is off. And now I'm looking to get into my profit target window. And you'll see the same thing happen on my 20U in just a moment. So as the trade pushes down into my window, I get into what they call the leapfrog. And you're going to see my stop and my profit target start jumping and continue to continuously lock in profits as this trade matures. And just leapfrogged, and the one on the left just leapfrogged. So now a trade that had an initial profit target of 100 on this particular trade wound up going 300 ticks. An enormous trade, a monster trade. And this is, let me tell you what hurts us a lot as futures traders. What hurts us a lot is our risk to reward. When I continuously cut my winners short, what I'm doing is I'm skewing the risk to reward ratio over the course of a week, of a month, of a year. By cutting my winners short, it's changing the entire trajectory of my equity curve. So with catching home runs like this trade was an absolute home run, it will eliminate, and we wound up making about $4,000 on that one trade. That home run, though, will eliminate 4 or 5 or even 6 losers, where we as futures traders trading on an emotional or discretionary basis, we're so happy. I'm so happy to win a couple $100. I'm out of the trade thrilled, only to watch that thing go for a country mile. And I've left thousands of dollars on the table. And it's painful to see. And we dismiss it. And we say, well, next time we'll let it run more, but it keeps happening. So that's why I say over the course of a month or the year, it makes a tremendous difference in our equity curve. So that's the leapfrog. And that's taking the trade management to a whole other level. So we've covered the 3 or 4 ways that we're currently leveraging AI. And listen, we happen to be in, listen, it's an AI revolution. Every sector of our economy, and I really believe that that's what this big sell-off was all about that we recently saw. I think there was a little bit of a bubble with the AI. I mean, it got huge, with NVIDIA, over $5 trillion of market cap. There was a little bit of a sector rotation that just played out. And there was a little bit of a correction. So we'll see what happens. But we're in an AI revolution. You know, the likes of people liken it to the invention of the automobile or the wheel. It's worked its way into every sector of our economy, and it makes things a lot more efficient. It can crunch it can crunch data quicker and faster than any human can possibly do. So this is just really reiterating the optimization of the trading hours. The drone runs all 23. The bot will only run during the times of the day that it does the best. So the average true range of the market is what it's looking at. And it also looks at the signal confirmation, which signal it's going to fire off. We've also introduced what we call our ChatGPT trading analyst. And this is going to be a new tool that's going to be included in our Black Friday special. It's a $799 value. We're including it for free. What does it do? Very simply, what it does is it takes, right before this webinar, I imported November's trades. This was right out of my control center. And I took my performance. Let me grab it. I took my performance for the month of November and I put it to trades, and I right click and I exported this data. And when I exported it, it's all the trades from November 1st to November 21st for the month of November. And in under a minute, what it will share with us are our top performing bots. Okay, so in the month of November, this ES30 range is crushing it. It just loves this volatility. It's up over $8,000 on the drone. It's unbelievable. If I show you that particular bot, that is the drone. This is it on the actual performance. And you can see these numbers are dead on. Every one of them is accurate. So it's important to know that this is not a back test. A back test is really just, I hate to use the word bogus, but it's not accurate. If somebody tells you a strategy that they've done a back test with the strategy analyzer, looking at the performance of a back test through a strategy analyzer between you and I is worthless. It's total BS. Forward testing is the way to go. Running it on a live market, right? So these are all trades taken on a live market. So the ES30 range moneymaker trading one contract in the month of November is up over $8,000. Now it took about a $3,500 drawdown to get that. The percent profitable, 57%. I get a lot of calls from people. They say, hey, you know, what's your win rate? You know, and I have to kind of explain to them, you know, how it works, you know, because you think, oh, if I win 80% of my trades, I'm going to be profitable. But let me tell you something, that's not necessarily the case. It depends how big your winners are and how big your losers are, right? So we can be this profitable, and this is a testament to this bot. This bot only wins 50% of the time. But look, it's up $8,000. Why? Because I guarantee you the winners are that much bigger than the losers, right? So it doesn't require an outrageous winning percentage that, you know, only somebody like David Wise can do. I mean, the guy he just amazes me. I go to bed at night thinking, how does he do it? But anyway, our winners are bigger than our losers. Why? Because we're letting our winners run, right? We have the leapfrog, and it's a game changer. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. I wanted to show you a real world example with the bot and drone. If you look at the Mack truck in the month of November, my drone is up $861. For some reason on the NASDAQ, it's more pronounced than the E-mini. On the E-mini, some of our drones outperform our bots, but on the NASDAQ, it's a lot more profound is the advantage the bot has. So you see the drone, it's up 861 for the month. If I look at my bot, and look, the drone has pulled in $23,000 of losing trades. Okay, in order to make that 800, it's taken a max drawdown of 3,700. So what does the bot do? The bot turns a lemon into lemonade. It made $1,400. It only took $2,300 in losers, not 23,000, 2,300. Big difference. Max drawdown, $800. Okay, remember, this is one contract. We can always scale up. Inside those strategy parameters, we could trade one contract, 10 contracts. It makes no difference. We've got to have numbers like this, though. Okay, so that's a real world example. So our top bots you can see are the ES30 range for this month, the bot and drone, the NQ20 Unarenko, the ES30 range again on another one, and the ES8U scalper, the leapfrog scalper, is up just under $4,000 for the month of November. So this RLT AI trading agent, you can also ask it, any type of questions that you want. What time is this bot the most profitable? Which trigger works the best? Whatever type of questions you want to ask it, it has a full grasp of this data that would take you or I a decade to learn. It's learned it in 2 seconds. So that's the power of AI. The RLT AI trading analyst does require ChatGPT to run. So let's take a look at some of our more powerful bots. These numbers have improved since I made my slide deck, but from October 1st to November 10th, the micro, this is the micro trading the 20 Unarenko sniper. The 20 Unarenko is just an absolutely beautiful chart. If I show you the 20 Unarenko, let me pull it over. This is a 20 Unarenko chart. And these bars, a 20 Unarenko bar, every bar that forms in the direction of the trend, these green bars headed up, a new bar forms every 20 ticks. Okay, 20 ticks. So each bar in the direction of the trend represents 5 points. 5 points. So that's a big bar. In order for that bar to reverse, it takes 120 ticks. So these bars are calculated in ticks. So the more volatile the market, the more bars that are going to form. But it smooths out the chart, and they're just beautiful charts with beautiful entries. The system comes with these pre-formatted chart templates. We have a number of traders that are experienced, they're good traders, and they love trading the signals on a discretionary basis. So part of my special offer today are all the chart templates, like you see here. So this is the 20 Unarenko. The 20 Unarenko sniper trading just the micros, that's 4 micros, from October 1st to November 10th was up over $3,000. The ES Moneymaker, this didn't age well. From September 1st to November 10th, it's a lot higher now. I'll have to update my slides. The Moneymaker crushed it this month. And last but not least is the ES30 range star bot. Is always at the top of our list. One of our members, Robert, helped us configure it. But this bot from September 1st to November 10th is up $7,700, trading just one contract. One contract. I'm going to answer your questions, Larry. I see them. Give me just a moment. How long is this? I'm going to keep it to 5 or 10 more minutes. We'll be done, Andrew. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. So let's keep moving. Andrew's in a rush. So for prop traders, we call this prop trading on steroids. We have custom bots that will automatically conform to your prop firm's rules. Let's face it, prop trading is great. We're not risking our own capital. We could trade multiple counts on a trade copier. I can't think of a better feeling than watching multiple counts make $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 on a trade. It's, you know, across 5 accounts. It's like the best feeling I've ever had. You know, it's wonderful. But however, on the downside, and if you're going to talk about the good stuff, you got to include the bad stuff. They've made something that's, you know, hard to begin with even harder. You know, that we have these trailing thresholds and these consistency rules and, you know, these requirements that we've got to adhere to. Well, these bots within the strategy parameters, we set them to automatically conform to your prop firm's rules. Okay. Our 1-day pass templates are extremely aggressive templates. Okay. I want to emphasize it. We've got one that's just crushing it. I'm going to show you. It's my ESODP. Check this out. Let's go to the ESODP for the month of November. And it loves this volatility. If you're ever going to use the 1-day pass, this is the time to do it. Now you look at it and you say, well, that's not that good. It's only up 663. Yeah, but that's not what we go by with these. Remember, your evaluation is just pass or fail. A winning trade on this is a pass. A losing trade is a fail. So it's lost 52,000, it's made 52, and it's lost 52. So our winning percentage is just over 55%. It's about 58%. Now listen, I answer the phones here. I definitely don't want you calling upset and saying, hey, you told me this. I always under-promise and over-deliver. When you call, I want you to be happy. I like to talk to happy people. So I always say with the 1-day pass, what it is, it's a Hail Mary. It's going to trade the maximum number of contracts to go the minimum number of ticks in order to pass your eval in one trade. Okay. Some of them give you 2 shots at it. Your stop will allow 2 chances at it. Most of them just give you 1 chance, and it's a pass or fail. So when the prop firms come Black Friday, when they're running their big specials, get yourself 10 or 20 accounts. These 1-day passes will make quick work of them and get you some funded accounts. When all the smoke clears, statistically, it's 1 out of 3. Okay, 1 out of 3. There is a chance you lose all 3. There's a chance you win all 3. It's trading. Statistically, you're going to get 1 out of 3. So then the PA accounts. Once we get to the PA accounts, for example, I've been trading 3 PA accounts since January that are up over $40,000 combined, following very strict trade management and capital preservation. My goal is to make $200 to $500 a day. Once I reach it, I stop trading. Period. Hard stop. As much as I want to get my money back, it hurts sometimes because I see the market after I've hit my loss limit. I see the market moving very nicely and I feel I can get another winner, but I won't do it. I won't do it. Every account I've ever blown, I've broken my own rule about my loss limit, right? So practicing very good capital preservation, up over 40,000 since January on these 3 PA accounts. Can you get payouts? That's another very common question. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. There's countless members in our community that don't say anything. These are humble. Believe it or not, there's still humble people out there. They don't tell you. They don't say it. But I know of it because they call me and they tell me and they ask me questions about it. And there's countless members that are getting payouts on these bots, okay, including members of our team. So here comes my special offer. I see your questions. I'm going to get to it. Let me throw my offer out there and we'll get to the questions. And I just want to respect Andrew's time as well. If you have a question and I don't answer it or you'd like to talk to me, I encourage you, if you're a legacy client, I encourage you and you're interested in this, put your name and your number in the chat box. Only I can see it, okay? There's nobody else here in the room. That reminds me, I've got to get my special offer and put it in the chat box. Bear with me for just a moment. Okay, so if anybody here is not very savvy with NinjaTrader or you're technically challenged, don't worry. Our team is going to do a white glove installation and we're going to provide you with ongoing support, period. No questions asked, it's free of charge. If you read our Trustpilot reviews, you'll find that we have probably the best customer service in the industry. We genuinely care about our clients. The AI trading analyst is going to be included, which is a $7.99 value. After Black Friday, it's going to be sold separately. You're going to be trading with us live on YouTube. You're going to find a home with us. I'm telling you, you'll trade with us every day. We trade every day live on YouTube. You're more than welcome to join us at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. All of the prop trading templates are included. I call this offer the full Monty. You're going to get everything. Everything. Thank you, Nin. I see your number. Thanks, Larry. I remember you, Larry. Okay, I'll call you next week. All right, so all of the prop trading templates are included. The one-day passes, the PA account templates. Remember, once we pass the evaluation, we're going to pivot to something much more conservative. We're not going to throw the Hail Mary on our PA accounts. We're going to pay the activation fee and be careful, okay? Listen, I always err on the side of caution. I'm cautious to a fault almost. So here we go, the Black Friday special. It's even better than when it looks. But let's start here. The monthly membership is not the way to go. It's not the best value. But if you want to start someplace and get your foot in the door, I will make believers out of you if you start with the monthly. The monthly membership includes all of the bots, all of the specials, but it's $4.99 per month. Normally it's $9.98. We're going to save, you're going to save 50%. And I'm going to put this link in the chat box. Excuse me, my screen might black out for a moment. Okay. Usually Brock is here with me, but he's driving down to Florida today. Okay, I just put the link in the chat box. I highly recommend going with the annual or one-time payment if you have the means. And I'm going to do something a little special on the one-time payment. It's Black Friday, so stay tuned. But the annual is an absolute blowout. The annual gives you everything, just like the monthly. But look what it's down to, $9.99 for the entire year. My goodness gracious. If you were to divide $9.99 by the 12 months. Now, please don't misunderstand me. It's billed on a one-time payment of $9.99. It's not billed by the month. I'm just showing this to break it down, to show what it actually breaks down to over the course of a year, what you've paid per month. So $9.99 divided by the 12 months of the year is $83 a month. For $83 a month, you're going to have the full portfolio of strategies, that I assure you are going to blow your mind at how powerful these things are. $83 for the whole year. You're going to be joining us every morning. You're going to have your own concierge set it up and help you with tech support. And you're going to be part of our Discord community. We've got a beautiful community of traders that we treat each other like family with love. I assure you of that. And if we get a bad apple, believe me, we get rid of them. The one-time payment, of course, is going to be your best value. Okay. If you have the means, the one-time payment, you're going to pay it once. And you'll continue to get all future updates of the AI auto. And what we're doing is we're taking an additional $500 off. If you navigate over to our website, I just put the link in the chat. And listen, we only do this for Black Friday. It's going to be coming down soon. So this is the best time to do it. With coupon code 500 off, you're going to save an additional $500. So it actually comes down to $19.99. So make sure after you click on that button, you paste this coupon code. If I click on the button, and then I'm going to paste the coupon code and apply it, and it should come down to $19.99, which it does. And that's a one-time payment. And once that $19.99 is paid, you're a member for life. And this is something that has the potential to return dividends forever. This is our baby here at Right Line Trading. I want you to know that. The owner bought this company for this system. The majority of our resources, time and money, goes into improving, optimizing, and updating this system. We are 100% committed to it. I see vendors that come out with a new shiny object every month or every week. This is our baby. That's not going to be the case. So let me see if I can answer a couple questions. Got it, Ricardo. Let me scroll back. I can, Sean. We've got to get you updated, my friend. We've got some bots that are absolutely crushing it. I'm going to send you my calendar link. In fact, I want everyone to know that I'm going to be working. If you didn't know, I'm a bit of a workaholic. For the past 12 years, I've been here, working 60 to 80-hour weeks. But I'll be here tomorrow, no surprise, between 1 and 5 tomorrow. I'm going to work a half a day. So if you'd like to call, if you want to get set up, if you come aboard and you want to get it installed, Sean, if you want to get the installation tomorrow, call me between 1 and 5. Okay, and I'm going to drop what I'm doing to help you. Hi, Nin. Nin, if you can leave your name in. Okay, you did. Thank you. Larry, you're a legacy client. Okay. Hey, Ricardo. No, that's not true, Sean. It's the exact opposite, actually. The reason, let me go over that because that's something important. What Sean said was, does Apex allow automation? The answer to the question is the reason why they allow these bots is two reasons. Number one, it's referred to as a semi-automated strategy because of the reasons that I had mentioned. You as the user of the strategy, the trader, has the ability to set the trigger and conditions for the entry, the rules. It's not a black box system. It's not a high frequency trading system. It's a semi-automated system that allows you on your own discretion to set the rules. Once the trade triggers on your chart, you'll have the ability to manage it. If you remember on my YouTube video, you saw the stop and the profit targets. You have the ability to manage your own trades. You have to be sitting in front of your computer to trade a PA account for Apex. If you're sitting in front of your computer with this system, it is 100% fine. Okay? They do not want you to set it and forget it. Andrew, if you'll put your name and your number in the chat box. It's a bot trading it, Andrew. It's a bot. It's fully automated. Remember, once the strategy is enabled, it will execute and manage the trades for you. Okay? It's fully automated. If you want to interfere with it on a discretionary basis, and I've done it before and it doesn't work out well, these bots trade better than us. Will do, Sean. 1 to 5, yes, sir. Joe, good question. Joe runs, Joe S asks, do you also run the drone or only bot with real money? The question is both. Not simultaneously. You would pick one or the other, but listen, we're not dogmatic about which one we trade, whether it's called a bot or a drone. The one that we trade is the one that makes the most money, right? We only take data-driven decisions. We look at the data. If the drone is blowing the bot away, I'd be crazy to trade the bot. So every morning, in fact, since I'm right in front of it, every morning I trade the drones because I want the system to execute during my live streams. So I trade the drones because I'm right in front of it. I will, John. Thank you for leaving your number. Ricardo, I can only say good things about this trade copier. I love this trade copier. Joel Wise with Affordable Indicators. Back months ago, I had a problem with some of the followers getting loose, but let me tell you, the guy is a freaking master. He fixed it, and I never have a problem with it. So it's Affordable Indicators. It's called their duplicate account actions. I love it. We don't make a trade copier. It's sold separately. Absolutely, Andrew. Andrew says he lives close to me. Is it possible to meet? Of course it is. Listen, I'm the most accessible person there is. I want you to know that. If you call me or come into town, I'll pick you up at the airport. Put it that way. I'll take you fishing on my boat. All right. I happen to love traders. Listen, the thing I love about traders is we're perseverers. We're soldiers, extremely resilient, tenacious. We're fighters, man. We're fighters. We're going up against these, these powerful, there's so many things that could possibly potentially go wrong, but we come back time and time again. Steadfast, and we're troopers. And that's what I love about traders. Really, I always root for the underdog. It's, biblically, you always think of the story of David and Goliath. It's one of my favorite stories in the Bible, how he beat the giant with that slingshot, and he went out there and he wasn't scared, no fear. In fact, he knew he was going to beat him, and he was just the sheep herder. It's one of my favorite stories, but that's us, that's us as being traders. Yes, Raj, it will be available. Listen, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. We have countless members in our community that are doing well with this. You think of somebody that works for a trading company, you think that they would be a great trader. The truth of the matter is I'm a terrible trader, and I want you to know that. I'm not ashamed to tell you. I've blown more accounts than most people. I've lost more money than I can count. And in fact, I used to go to bed at night, and as God is my witness, and my wife will tell you, I would be talking to myself in my sleep. because I blew another trading account. Okay. And I thought, my goodness, here I am. I work for the company. That's all I do all day. I'm in front of the charts and I can't trade. God help me. And he brought this AI automated system into my life. And let me tell you, I honestly believe that I'm coming today with a message of hope. If you've blown out trading account after trading account, doing the same thing and expecting different results is crazy. Give this system a try. It worked for me, and I honestly believe that it can work for you too. Take me up on my offer. Listen, I want to thank everybody for their time. I hope that you have a blessed weekend. We're very close to Thanksgiving, and if I don't have a chance to say it before Thanksgiving, I think being grateful is really one of the best things that we can do. It's really spiritually healthy to always be grateful and to have a spirit of gratitude. And that's why I put this small passage right here in honor of Thanksgiving. So I bless you. God bless you and your families. And I hope you have a blessed holiday season. Thanks for your time, everyone. Have a great weekend. So long.